Alright, so I got the quadcopter facing forward. I ran into a problem. That ESC actually ended up being fried. I paused it for a while and I was testing it out, and it was basically dead. So I'm not really gonna get any sponsors, I don't think, on my channel ever because I can't really lie. So it did come broken, so I'm gonna have to get a refund or do something. For now, I'm gonna have to try using one of these things, but it's just like monsterly. It's just really big, so I don't know how it's gonna look or what's gonna happen, but whatever, like usual. So I'm just gonna do this motor, and then I guess I'll save that weird one for the last one. So it's the same process as this one. Just solder on the positive, negative. So again, it's a gambling. Just twist on the wires whichever way. They tend to show the same syndrome when the motors aren't calibrated, so don't assume right away that it is broken. Like this motor might actually do the same thing, but it's usually, you can take it out and then calibrate the ESC just to make sure at the end. But I was impatient and I just wanted to find out right away before I put everything together to see if the ESC was really broken. On my quadcopter 450, two of them came all screwed up as well, so that's why I kind of wanted to get it over with now. So again, this guy turns clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise. So this one's going to be hitting the back of my hand. Alright, so I'm going to put my finger here, see if it hits the back of my finger, or my nail. And it's not, it's hitting the back. So then I just got to switch two of them around. Alright, so I got this ESC on for now. This is just temporary. Looks pretty horrible. Not sure if the electrical tape's going to overheat it as well, because there's not that much air. But these ones don't really let that much air through them anyways as well. Alright, so I'm going to build up the second level now. So you should be left with 2 bags here. You also have 2 other bags, but the ones we've been already working with, the ones with these pillars, and then a little bag of screws here as well. They might be all mixed up now too from me emptying them and re-putting them back in. That's alright. So just empty out these 2 bags. And then grab this guy here, and you're going to want to put 1 pillar on here. Right. There's also 1 little screw, like I said before. I'm not sure what it's for. I'm not sure if it was meant for that, but I'll figure that out as I go along. And then you got these 2 side pieces here. So this part is going to be a little bit hard to do. I'm not sure where I'm going to put these lights. So for now I'm just going to feed them through here, I guess. And then I'll figure that out later, where I actually want them to go. Right. So this guy here, I'm just going to feed these servo wires through these holes. Not sure if this one's going to be long enough to reach the top now. Hopefully it is. It's better to put these wires through now because it's kind of a pain in the butt the other way. Okay, so right, that guy falls off. So it's going to be kind of hard to do, but just fight with it, I guess. So once you got this side kind of in, see what's going on here, being a pain in the butt. Since the black wire causing me problems now. Alright, so grab yourself one of these pillar guys here, and for now just temporarily put it in here. I'll just hold that side down, and it's easier to use these than the screws for this part. Okay, now the other side. Maybe. Maybe not. Ah. Okay, so I'm fighting with this guy, so I might actually have to undo it, the other side. Yeah. Alright, so these guys here you might want to leave loose. Don't put it too tight, this way it'll give you a little bit of play. Turn around to this side. It is kind of aggravating. You can put both these pieces in first, but most likely it'll just fall on you anyways. go. That was a hassle. So put these guys on here just to hold it for now. You might have to take it back off in case there's something in the road, but for now just put them on. Okay, for some reason it's not going all the way down, but there's actually nothing in the road on that one. So I'm not sure why it's being a pain in the butt. Good. That's the best we're going to do for now until we get the screws on the top. Like I said, there's nothing in its road, so there's no reason for it not to go all the way down. So I'm just going to ignore that for now. Take all these guys here and then put one in all these holes on all the four corners. Alright, so we're going to do the next layer up here with this piece here. But you also need to find the other aluminum guy here like this. And this guy goes on like that. Okay, hopefully that's it. Put that on next. So I got a long screw here. I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to open up another bag here. I'm going to start hitting these screws soon anyways. Alright, so I got them all on. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to move this to the side, and then I'm going to start getting these pieces here, and we're going to make the top part now. I'll move this guy out of the way. So anyways, you have a bag here with nylon washers, and a couple of screws, and a bunch more of these guys here, and then these pillars here. I believe the ones we're after are these and these. I got these two pieces, and then you got these plastic pieces here, but put those to the side for now. Alright, so this one can be a pain in the butt. Right, so I'll try to do the best I can here without screwing up. So the way I'm going to do it is just one side first, because if you try putting these pieces in now, it just gets too hard. Okay, so I got some nylon nuts as well in here. The first one would go here. Then one of these guys. No, washer? Or a nut, I mean. Yeah, already messed up. Okay. Well, that's right. So actually they're supposed to be oriented this way. So I'm not going to bother with these pieces yet. So the first one I'm going to get on is this guy up here. So one of those guys. Next one, I believe, this guy here with a nut. Okay. So those are the three here like that. And you're left with this guy here. Right, so you can start putting these guys on now, maybe. See how that goes. Actually, I'll just do one at a time, I guess. Like that. Probably just gonna fall out again. So I'm going to tighten these, but you're going to have to probably loosen them as you go along to get the next piece in without snapping it. We'll see. Okay, again. Tighten that again. And I need a piece back here in the back. This is where I'm probably going to have to unloosen it now. It's not even on yet. There you go. Just be careful doing it my way because you might snap it. You don't want to be snapping the little spots here or whatever. Just take your time with it. If it feels like it's going to break on you, just back these guys off and try doing it a different way. I find the hardest one is going to be this one, or it is that one. It's going to want to keep popping out on you, so it's almost pointless holding it. Alright. So actually what we can do now that it's like this, we can screw it onto the bottom part. Might be a little bit easier that way. Grab this guy. Not exactly sure if this is going to be easier or harder because we still have to get this pillar in. So it might be easier doing it. So I'm not going to actually put it on. I'm going to do it my original way because it's probably going to be a little bit easier because this pillar is a pain in the butt to get on. I know that. Because you also have to have two washers. So now what we'll do is prep this guy. So what you want to do here is put these in and then add these washers. There's supposed to be two on each of them for some odd reason. And you also have to screw them on because they're just the wrong size just by a little bit. But it kind of comes in handy, but it also makes it a little bit harder. So don't screw them all the way down. Basically you'll want to leave it like that because we're going to want to bend it on into place after. So I'm not really sure if you're supposed to put one washer on the outside and one washer in the inside, but by the instruction it says to double them up. So it's up to you which way you want to do it. It would actually make more sense to have a washer on each side, but whatever. Okay, so that's the way to do it for now. There's an extra screw here and this guy here. I can pick that washer up and I can't. Alright, the fun part. So this guy goes for this hole here, like that. Not enough enough screw on that one, so I'm going to have to... Guess this one could go all the way through. Okay. Then just be careful you don't strip the pillar, but place it in there and turn it. Okay. This guy goes on here. You don't want this one to go all the way through yet, because this is the part that gets screwed onto the bottom part. So now we can place this guy in here. Hopefully it stays now. We still have one more screw to go in. Okay, it's in there. So now we can do this top screw, hopefully without making the bottom part fall out. Because those washers are the wrong ones, it kind of makes this part hard. Okay, so this screw might have to come back off. Might actually crack it, so I got to be careful here. I'm just going to back this out and line it up with this hole here, like that. So it shouldn't be poking through here. You can take these out, but the problem is trying to get the washer behind it is a real pain in the butt. Alright, so now we're going to put this to the top part. And before we do that, we got to run our wires here. Actually, you don't have to run the wires there. Okay. So now we're going to put this guy on here. Goes on like that. So got some more screws here. I guess we're going to use these guys up. Oops, I'm out of picture here. Those washers are making it really hard again to screw it in. Oh, try flipping it upside down. Should just pop in, but they're not. Try this guy. I'm just going to let this play out because people are going to struggle with it the same way I am, I'm sure. Plus having the right size screwdriver to fit in here is going to be a pain in the butt too. Okay, not getting it. Once you get it in there, you don't want to go too tight because you don't want to break this plastic. But as you can see, that is a pain in the butt. I just let that play out in real time with me struggling with it, just to show you that you're not alone. And I don't even have my camera in there or nothing yet, so it's going to be a pain in the butt to take this back apart. Once you get it in the hole, you'll actually hear it click in. But to get it there, it's a pain in the butt. Doesn't help with these washers. So you might have to find something to hold the washers down, so you can at least screw the screw in past the washers. And actually, I think that's all my problem was the washers were stopping me. So it was actually lined up the whole time. So if you run into the same problems, maybe you just try holding a screwdriver on this side just to stop the, or actually the screw into the washers. Okay. And that's the way I'm going to do it actually. So now I'm going to jump onto the APM part of it. Just clean up this spot or whatever, put these screws away so I don't miss them, mix them up. And yeah, so I'll be back in a second.